Today is March 25th, 2015, and and the last video clip that I made was about Mike Tanzer and some of the programming that was involved in having me raped, and then I mentioned briefly that the assassination attempt that followed when Mike did that to me when I was older. So he was older and I was older. And what is interesting is that when Robin Bechtold first committed a crime against me of rape, there was an assassination attempt by a motor vehicle collision. And then with Mike Tanzer, after what he did, there was also an assassination attempt. So often after someone from the government had carried out one of their plots, basically to rape me, they were then trying to get rid of me. And I think it's because they thought I was about to talk about everything that they were doing and all of the planning that went into this. So something that I just mentioned as an aside, sort of, in a clip that I just made just a few minutes ago, I have decided I'm going to go ahead and keep that for inclusion in this rape kind of documentary, I guess. And and that's about Gary Goldsmith and the Middletons, because, and I think, you know, I wasn't actually thinking of including anything to do with them in this, but I think that it is relevant, probably because they were talking about, well, Gary Goldsmith was talking about how to sell me, and then I was supposed to learn how to be marketable to them. And I think that my mom has had to go along with that, and I think possibly my grandma, my granny, has as well, because I sort of remember possibly a rape of my granny when I was really, really little. And I remember something happening in the living room, like someone, the blinds were drawn or whatever, and someone came over and I was there, and they did something to Granny. And then I know that I've seen things happen to my mom, and then I've had the United States government definitely plotting and planning all of these things happen to me. At the point at which Gary Goldsmith started talking to me specifically about basically how to look alluring, and basically wanted me to be a prostitute for them. And this wasn't the quote-unquote sting that Mike Middleton set me up with, because Mike Middleton told me I was working for cops one day, and I already explained that. And then I was supposed to pretend to be soliciting sex, and then we were going to catch some guys. So what happened is that they were actually cops. They came over and it got totally turned around. But around the same time, or I think it was before that ever happened, where Mike did this kind of a sting type of a thing, well, turnaround sting, whatever. Before that happened, Gary Goldsmith was talking to me, and spent a lot of time, in fact, telling me how I should do my hair, my makeup, and other things. And I actually have to cut this short because I have to grab my dog. She's just gone up the road. She's not supposed to.